precious Lord. Take my hand, lead me on, let me stand. I am tired. I am weak. I am worn through the storm, through the night. Lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me on. When my way gets so drear, precious Lord, just linger near. When my life is most gone, at the river, here I stand. Guide my feet. Ooh, master, please, master, hold my trembling hand. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me, just lead me on.
We had a lot of fine young boys and girls there, and I tried to be real dedicated to my students, and that's really what made me want to come to work each day and to meet new challenges from my students.
Ms. Ford, what was one of your most, or the most, or some of the most memorable moments as superintendent at Carnegie Woodson?
Well, possibly to see some of the students who graduated from Tullahassee, to go on to college and get a degree there, and then to be gainfully employed somewhere in the United States.
Mr. Ford, what do you feel your greatest impact as a superintendent was toward thousands of students?
Well, we tried to enlarge the curriculum, and we tried to keep up with the trend of things that were going on. We tried to increase our library. We increased our curriculum offerings from, I believe, about 16 units to about 56, I believe, when I retired.
And what year was that, Mr. Ford?
I retired in 1975. 1985.
Okay. 1985. Mr. Ford, what do you miss most about Carter G. Woodson?
Oh, I miss the students.
Miss the students?
Yes, and the challenges that they offered every day. We had a pretty sharp student body. They kind of kept you on your toes. They were constantly asking you things, and it really made you want to do all you possibly could to kind of prepare them for whatever they were going into.
Mr. Ford, the last question. If Tallahassee School were a human body, how would you say goodbye?
Oh, it'd be hard to say goodbye to them. It was hard to say goodbye to Tallahassee School. I attended the last commencement, and it was beautiful. And there was sadness, and then there was happiness. And I talked to a few of the students, and I just told them to be optimistic and to really try to get into the world and make something out of themselves.
Mr. Ford, we love you and thank you.
Thank you very much, Anthony.
Tullahassee School, when they called it Mark Hanna, in the little brick building that stand on campus, although somebody tried to change his identity. It was crowded in the little building because there's a lot of kids start going to school there. Although things start increasing, they start building more buildings onto the school, and that caused more students to come in. It started out to be great. We had some great teachers and quite a few students. And the cafeteria where Carter G. Woodson students eat at now, did eat. That's where we played ball. Those that played ball, that is. And we ate in a one-frame building down on the main drag with two cooks. Anybody that wanted to eat, they could go in that little building and eat their lunch. All those that didn't want to go up to Rubber Matlock stove, get some of that good bologna and crackers and some soda pop and a sucker. And we'd be back on our way back to school for class. We had a good time. Had good teachers, had good subjects, although we didn't have the facilities that Carter G. Woodson had. We had some good ball clubs. The boys played ball well. Also the girls. Cheerleaders. And I was talking to some of the students and the superintendent, they thought maybe back in those days they didn't have cheerleaders. But they did. But as the school began to grow and grow, then it was named Carter G. Woodson. And I have 10 children, and they all finished at Carter G. Woodson under John Ford, the late retired superintendent. That's all for now.
I started elementary school at Carter G. Woodson. I believe I started in kindergarten, and at that time, Clarksville had a little small school. And at that time, we lived, my mother and father resided down in what you call Arkansas Valley. And after leaving Arkansas Valley, we moved to Clarksville. And so therefore, I left Tullahassee in kindergarten. After kindergarten year, I went to the first grade, and I did my first grade, second grade, third grade at Clarksville, where I transferred. And Clarksville was disbanded, annexed with Porter, you see. And I started my fourth grade year at Tallahassee from 4 through 12. And during that time, Anthony, I must say, there were some real good teachers. There were some real, Little May Cozart, Noreen Bradley, and people like Miss Talbot, Leila Talbot, John Ford himself, and Miss Ford, and Roy Mosley, excellent teachers, man, in all the respect, in all the aspects of good teaching. After finishing Carter Woodson, of course, I went to Langston University, graduated in industrial law, come back and taught woodwork at Carter G. Woodson School under the supervision of Mr. Ford, John Ford. Very brilliant administrator, very smart guy. Even at that time, we had good teachers. Anthony. Tallahassee School has served its purpose. It has done many good things for many people. And Tallahassee School has graduated a lot of good people. There are many professional people who come from Carter G. Woodson School, and it's kind of bad. It's a shame that it had to go like it did. And I worked 10 and a half years as a bus driver and teacher, 2 and a half as administrator. I enjoyed every bit of it. My school years plus me being there as an employee, had good boards, good board members. And you know, of course, anything has its drawbacks. There's gonna be problems everywhere you go, or whatever you do, because we live in this life or this society where there's a lot of problems. But let me conclude in saying, Carter G. Woodson School was a good school, bar none. And there'll be a lot of people, a lot of kids that's gonna miss it.
Myrtle Daniel. I went to Carter G. Woodson School. Professor Mason and Mrs. Burt and Mrs. Barber were my teachers. At that time, wasn't like now. We had history, we had spelling, we had reading, and we had basketball. We didn't have any lunch like we have now. And we just had a good old time.
What were the lunches like?
Who?
What was the lunches like? Where did you guys have lunch at?
We would go to Tullahassee, get our lunch from Mr. Mason. We'd buy our little apples, oranges, and candies, you know, in them days. We didn't know nothing about no whole lot of sandwiches, nothing like that. And that's what we would buy for our lunches. But we would sweep. Whenever we do wrong, they'd hold us in and make us sweep the school.
How many times did you sweep the school?
I don't know. I can't tell that. Me and Ruby Osler, we were in there one day, and we had to holler for the teachers to come get us because we didn't know what was coming in on us. Me and Ruby Osler. So anyway, the teachers come running, whoever it was bothering us, they ran. I don't even forgot the boy's name. I don't know what their name. I forgot. Done forgot that part. That's about all I know.
What far as being a student at Tallahassee, what would you say? What's the difference between the students now and you guys when you all were students at Tallahassee?
It's a whole lot of difference. Because back in them days, what lessons they have now, we didn't have them. We just had those subjects, what I call
What subjects was those?
reading, spelling, arithmetic, history.
Didn't have calculators, didn't have computers, didn't have any of that.
No, not when I was going.
Good teachers.
Oh yeah, we had good teachers. All of them had passed.
Did you have any relatives that went to Tallahassee? Miss
Oh
Moore?
yeah. Viola Howe and Velma. Oh, no, I'm gonna give the right name. Viola Howe, Velma Wheat, Velma Wheat, and Gerald Wheat.
And what are they doing now? Where do they live, or are they?
Oh no, they all passed.
They all passed. Okay. From Tallahassee, what grade did you complete?
8th grade at Rock Hill,
At Rock Hill. Okay. Now where's Rock Hill located at?
back up this way, north.
Okay, and that went through what, 8 through 12, or?
No. I just finished 8. That was it.
That was it. Okay. So, Tallahassee is closed now, and we all love the school dearly. What's the saddest thing you would say?
I hated.
You hate it?
I hated to see the school move. I really did.
Why?
Because for the children that's in the neighborhood now, they have to go so far. And it's just kind of pitiful, I think, for them to have to right here at the school and have to go way somewhere else to school. That's the saddest thing I know.
playing basketball, field trip, lunch,
What else did you like, Rico?
lunch,
What was your favorite lunch, Rico?
spaghetti, peaches, and that's all.
Who was your most favorite teacher?
And sales.
All right, Rico.
Uh,
Okay, that was good. Going over to Keisha.
I like the best teacher was Miss Sales. And I like playing basketball. And I like going on field trips.
What else did you like?
Spaghetti.
What was the fun things that you did at Tullahassee School?
Play out in the backyard, swinging.
You gonna miss Tallahassee?
Yeah. Yeah. Jason? I like to play when we was playing in the gym, play basketball, and I liked it with Brown for my teacher, and I liked it the spaghetti and meatballs down at the cafeteria.
Who was the cook?
My grandma and Miss Walters, they was the cook. They cooked real great. I love that cooking, you know. Especially that cornbread. Thanks. I had fun at Tullahassee now.
Are you kind of sad?
Yeah, I'm kind of sad now. It looks like it's gone. That's all I have to say. My favorite teacher was Miss Brown, and I like to play in the backyard, and my favorite.
Who were some of your favorite classmates?
Crystal.
Crystal?
Alexis.
Why Crystal?
And I like the spaghetti down at the lunchroom.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Boxing, you know. And my turn. My favorite lesson was math.
Math? Who's your teacher?
Miss Sales. Okay. My favorite teacher was Miss Brown. She taught my friend, and I like to go outside and play most of the time because I really don't like to do work. And my best friend is Sharice and Davina, and my best subject was math and English, and my favorite lunch was pizza and fruit cocktails. And my best drink was chocolate milk. Me too. And that's it. Stop. My name is Bob Bush. My name is Bob Bush, and I'm here to president. And I forgot one more thing. I like to go on field trips too. Me too. And me too. Me too. My best teacher was Miss Russell. And my best subject was spelling. And I like going outside and playing dodgeball. Me too. With all my friends. Me too. Kickball.
Anything anybody else have to say?
Yes. I like playing kickball. I like the best teachers. And I like
One at a time.
Me.
Two.
I like to go field trips and like to win spells.
Tashana.
I like when Mr. Newton, he come and get us and he take us to gym, PE, and we do our sit-ups and play basketball. Basketball was my favorite because we play teams. Man. All I have to say, I'm Mr. School. And I love this school. I like the playground. I like kickball and that. What? Are you ready to rock steady? Jam time. Jam. Hey, Tashana. What? Are you ready to what? To rock what? Rock steady. Jam time. Jam. Hey, walk it. What? Hey, walk it. What? Are you ready to what? To rock what? Rock steady. Jam time. Jam. That's the end. Oh, gold and blue, we're proud of you. On Saturday, Tildy will play in all our dreams. Your colors sing. You are the emblem of our school year. Oh, golden blue. Oh, golden blue. That's the end. Oh. 1. We are the Wildcats. 2. We still can't hear you. 3. A little bit louder. 4. More. 1.
G. Woodson in 1949 as a freshman. And I graduated in 1953 under Mr. R.H. Haynes was superintendent. And let's see what else. I went to Langston University and attended there 2 years. And I worked in Tulsa a number of years. And then I got married, and then I came back to Tullahassee. I had 2 children when I moved back to Tullahassee because I wanted to move back to the country because that's where I wanted to raise my children. And thereafter I had 7 children. They graduated from Tallahassee, Carter G. Woodson. My last one graduating in 1990. I had 4 grandchildren, 5. Well, I really had 5 that attended Tallahassee, 5 grandchildren. But now I have 4 that attended. Oh, what else? During the years that I attended Tallahassee, we had a band, which was the only years that we ever had a band. And I was a drum majorette at that time. We had a very good band. We went different places. Oklahoma City, Tulsa, Muskogee, Porter, Wagoner. We performed in different places. And we haven't had a band since that time. We were on the direction of Ray Amos Brackeen. And I spent many good years at Tallahassee. In 1969, I became a cook at Tullahassee School. I remained there for 21 years as cook, cafeteria, serving many, many children through the years. And I have enjoyed that immensely.
Good meals, good meals.
We tried to serve good meals to the children. They said they enjoyed them. And we are sad to see our school close because that's a history, a part of Tallahassee that we'll never be able to forget. Oh, Lord. My grandchildren wanted to continue to attend Tallahassee School, but now that's impossible. But they still have memories that will be with them a lifetime.
I attended Carter G. Woodson schools, K through 12. I graduated in 1979. We had a very dedicated school board, and I think that Mr. Ford was probably the backbone of the school during the time that I attended. I also had older brothers and sisters that attended school, and I remember the sports and a lot of activities that went on at the school. And being a small school system, the teachers, I guess, were dedicated. They had more time to spend with their students, and if you needed any special attention or any special time taken up with you, I think that the teachers were there to provide that attention for you. I remember Charlie Mae Johnson in the home economics department. We learned to sew, we cooked, and we prepared certain dinners for maybe the school board sometime. Also, I remember Roy Mosley in the science room, Miss Ford in the business department, in the typing room. Carter G. Woodson holds some very special memories for me, and to see the school come to a close has really made me sad because of the fact my mom, she graduated from Carter G. My older brothers and sisters, which there are 10 of us, we graduated from Carter G. Woodson High School. And then as a parent, I have children who got their start at Carter G. Woodson Elementary Schools. And my son, I know he was having certain problems or whatever, and Joyce Brown was his teacher at the time in the kindergarten room, and she and I, we kind of put our heads together, and she really did work hard to bring him out, and he really benefited from that. And not only that, during the time that I went to school there, students came from Muskogee area and other places, and it wasn't like you're from Muskogee and I'm from Tullahassee. I mean, we were all just a part of the Carter G. Woodson student body, and I think that they took pride in that. They participated in the activities, and at that time we were all just kind of like one big happy family. You know, everybody was kind of close to everybody. We did a lot of things together. Some things may have been mischievous, a lot of things perhaps maybe that we shouldn't have done. But at that time, the teachers were more or less kind of like your parents, and then again, your parents were, I guess I would say, more strict on you than parents in this day and time are. And now being a parent, I really didn't have any reservations about sending my kids to Carter G. Woodson schools, because it has educated a lot of students and have really turned out some brilliant kids. You know, we have some doctors and some lawyers and you name it, and Carter G. Woodson has produced it. I think, you know, in taking in a lot of kids that, you know, were coming from different areas, more than likely I would call them rejects. I don't think that Carter G. Woodson got the credit that it deserves for taking in those kids, because otherwise they would have been on the streets. And that's a lot of our problems today, you know, children, kids on the streets, and the drugs and the different things that they get involved in. And I think that a lot of students graduated who otherwise may not have had the opportunity to graduate from high school. And then you have some, you know, that graduated and went on to the military, the Air Force, the Marines, Navy, and just a lot of different areas of life. We have had students to come from this school. In the way that it started, I guess, when the school came to, I guess, its peak, when I about to close, it was really sad because, you know, a lot of us, we, you know, got together and we met with people in Oklahoma City and various places, and we did, you know, all that we could to fight this, you know, because of the fact, I think that the school, you know, has benefited a lot of kids in the past, and I know that it could have benefited a lot of kids in the future, namely, you know, my children and the other children in the community. And perhaps maybe kids, like I said, that were coming from different areas like the Muskogee area or Wagner area, that might not, you know, otherwise, you know, have a chance in the larger school system, so to speak. We had a very special, I think, faculty, because it seemed, you know, like they were very concerned about the students, and you don't have that in every school facility. A lot of things now is, you know, for the paycheck, you know, for the money. You might not want to, a lot of people might not want to admit that, but a lot of people go into the profession not necessarily to help the kids, but just necessarily, you know, to make a living. And because I can recall some years back, well, I could hear some of the older people saying, you know, that some of the teachers for a long time went without pay, but they were just as dedicated, you know, as even when they were earning a paycheck. And to see the school close is really sad to a lot of people. And you know, someone asked the question, well, how would you say goodbye to Carter G. Woodson? Well, it's hard to say, you know, goodbye. I've lived in this community all my life, and I take my daily walk or whatever, or go to the playground with my children. And I have a newborn, you know, who will not get the opportunity to know what Carter G. Woodson was all about. And I walk past there and I know that, you know, it won't be anymore. I won't get to walk up there and see the children, and I won't get to walk up there and counsel with the, talk with the teachers about the progress of my children or my children's, you know, conduct or attitude or whatever have you. And then also, being a graduate, I had the opportunity to play for some graduating classes, especially I guess the most special one to me, I would say, was this last year. The last year I got to play for the graduating class of 1990. And it was sort of emotional. I got to hear some of the statements or comments of the graduating students, you know, some that, you know, I might not have even thought really cared or really knew what was really happening, you know, that this was the last time, you know, that there wasn't going to be any more. But in saying goodbye, I would say, you know, thank you to Carter G. And I think that in its years of educating students, it has made a tremendous and a great contribution to society. And it will be missed by me and many others that were affiliated or attended that school.
like to extend my deepest gratitude to all the beautiful people who made this historian documentary possible. A special thanks to all the dedicated superintendents, teachers, and students, and others that made Carter G. Woodson the school that educated and stood strong for several generations. Carter G. Woodson, we love you and thank you for all the memorable years that you've given us. Your body may now be laid to rest, but your soul lives on in all of our hearts.